Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to solve Cambridge O-Level Mathematics Syllabus D Paper 2 for the session of October-November 2024. We have the subject code 4024 and variant of this paper is 22. We have 2 hours 30 minutes for this paper, and this paper is carrying 100 marks. The important instruction written in the paper is that you can choose pi 3.142 or pi, and you can give your answer to 3 significant figures or 1 decimal place for angles in degrees. Okay. So we're gonna start our question paper. There are the contents of a bag of mixed fruit: pineapple, mango and papaya. Calculate the mass of mango as percentage of the total mass of the mixed fruit. Okay, so we have to calculate the mass of the mango as a percentage of total mass of the fruit. We know that first we have to combine these all values and then take it like that. 84 is the mango and the whole value have 96 plus 84 plus 60 and then multiply it by 100. So you will get an answer that is equal to 35%. So you need to write this. Okay, this is a simple question. Next is part B. Tom makes a drink by mixing juice and water in the ratio 3:7. He makes 1.4 liters of this drink. Calculate the amount of juice Tom uses. Give your answer in millimeters. Okay. We have been provided with 1.4 liter. First we need to change it by multiplying it into 1000. So this is equal to 1400 ml. Okay. Now the total of these ratios are 3 plus 7 is 10. So we have to calculate the amount of juice, and amount of juice ratio is 3 and total ratio is 10, 3 by 10, and the amount of total juice is 1400. Okay, so we need to calculate. We're gonna cancel 0 with 0. 140 into 3, we get the answer that is equal to 420 ml. So this was a very easy question. Moving to part C, the cost of a fruit drink is directly proportional to the amount of juice it contains. A fruit drink containing 125 ml of juice costs 1.50. Calculate the cost of a fruit drink containing 175 ml of juice. Okay, this is a simple question. If 125 ml juice cost is 1.5, and what would be the 1 ml cost? It would be 1.5 divided by 125. And what would be the cost of 175? So you need to multiply it by 175. So you would get the answer, and that would be equal to $2.1. So you need to write in your answer space $2.1. So this was an easy question. Okay, you can also do this question by ratio method. It is like that: 1.5 and 1.5 is represented by 125 ml, and how much cost is represented by 175. So you can cross multiply it and you will get the same answer that is equal to $2.1. Okay, it's your choice. Whichever method suits you best, you can do it. Okay, moving to part D. Coffee has a bag containing nuts and raisins. There are 285 grams of raisins in the bag. The remaining 62% of the mass in the bag is the nuts. Calculate the mass of nuts in the bag. Okay, so 285 of raisins is in the bag. The remaining 62% of the mass of the bag is nuts. So it means first we have to check 100 minus 62, that is equal to 38%. what is this showing? This is showing the mass of the nuts, that is represented by 38%. So you can simplify it. If 285 is 285 divided by 38 and multiply is equal to x over 62. Yes, we don't know about the grams of the remaining 62% because 285 is represented by 38% raisins, and we have to calculate the mass for the nuts, that is represented by 62%. So you can cross multiply it to get the answer. Then x is equal to 285 over 38 multiplied by 62. You would get the answer, that is equal to 465 grams. Or you can either way calculate like 38% is represented by 285, 1% is represented by 285 by 38, and 62% is represented by 285 divided by 38 multiplied by 62. You get the same answer, that is equal to 465 grams. So it's your choice, whichever method suits you best, you can do it. Okay, moving to part E. Part E is from the topic of limits of accuracy. The mass of the mixed nuts and seeds in a bag is 500, correct to the nearest 10. So it means its upper bound would be 505 and lower bound would be 495. How we did it? 10 divided by 2, it is equal to 5. Then we need, if we add 500 in 5, it would be upper, and if we subtract 5 from 500, 495, it will be lower bound. Similarly, the mass of the nuts in the bag is 350, correct to the nearest 5 gram. So this time we have to divide 5 by 2, that is 2.5. 350 minus 2.5, it would be 347.5, and 350 plus 2.5, it would be 352.5. Okay, now the question required, calculate the upper bound and the lower bound of the mass of the seeds in the bag. So upper bound would be is equal to, we have to take this upper limit and we have to take its lower limit, so to get our answer maximum. So it would be equal to 157.5 grams. Now you need to calculate the lower bound. For lower bound, you have to select this value and upper bound of this. So it would be equal to 495 minus 352.5, that would be equal to 142.5 grams. So gonna write in our answer space 142.5 grams. So this is upper bound and lower bound, and a very good practice of this type of question. Moving to question number 2, that is from the topic of scatter diagram and line diagram. Okay, the table show the age and the values of the 10 cars of the same model. Okay, complete the scatter diagram. The first 6 points have been plotted for you. Thank you very much. We need to plot the next 4 points. Okay, at 5 there are 2 other values and we have to plot the third value, that is equal to 4500. So we will move towards the graph, that is 5, and it is shown by 4500. So it will be between 4000 and 5000. So it will be almost over here. And at 6 the value is 3000. At 6 the value is now you can see at 6 the value is 3000. So at 6 we have to plot this value. This is 3000. Okay, now at 8 there are 2 values, 1500 and 2000. So at 8 it would 1500 would be between 1000 and 2000, and at 8 2000 will be at the fixed points. Okay, now we have to draw a best fit line. You can draw easily. It is not necessary that all of the points would cross or any of the points would cross, but if some points will cross, it would not make any difference. So you just have to draw it carefully. So I'm drawing it like that. Okay, so first part has been done. Now the second part, you use your line. Okay, now you can see, use your line of best fit to find an estimate for the value of a car, this model that is 7 years old. So 7-year-old is over here. So it would be here. So we need to know this value. It would be 2200 and it would be 2400 or slightly less than 2400. You can write 2350 or even 2300 or 2400 would be considered correct. So I'm writing 2350. You can write to 2400 as well or 2300 as well. So I'm writing it. These are the acceptable values. Okay, moving to is fourth part, that is okay, J has a car of this model that is 12 years old and he wants to find the value. Explain why J should not use this scatter diagram to find an estimate for the value of this car. Okay, J has a model of this car that is 12 years old. If we see the table over here, the age limit over here is 8, so it is not for the 12 years value. So our data is short for this type of graph. So you can write, because 12 years is out of the range for the above data, so we cannot estimate the value. So you can write, we cannot estimate the value because 12 years old is out of the range for the above data. Okay, so this was question number 2 part A. Moving to is B part. B part is that J records the distance traveled by 50 cars. The frequency table show the result. Okay, work out the fraction of the car that have traveled more than 50,000 kilometers. Give your answer in its simplest form. Okay, so more than 50,000, we know that total cars are 50 and more than 50,000 it is 11 plus 17, that would be equal to 28. So total cars are 50. So 28 by 50 is equal to 14 over 25. So it is in the simplest form, 14 over 25. Find the interval that contains the median. Okay. Okay, for median we have to calculate the value, that is central 50 by 2, that is equal to 25th value. So 25th value would be, how can we find? We can find by calculating cumulative frequency. It is 8. It is 8 plus 14, that is equal to 22, and 22 plus 11, that is equal to 33. So it means this would be our median class. So the median interval would be equal to 50. Okay, so this would be our final answer. Calculate next part is calculate an estimate of the mean distance that is travel. Okay. How can we calculate the mean distance? First, we should know the formula for the mean, that is equal to summation of fx over summation of f. How we can calculate the value for x? By taking the midpoint. 10 plus 40 is 50. 50 divided by 2 is 25. 40 plus 50 divided by 2, it is equal to 45. 50 plus 60, that is 110. 110 divided by 2, that is equal to 55. 60 plus 100, 160. 160 divided by 2, that is equal to 80. Now you need to multiply by f of x to get the value. Okay, so it would be equal to 8 into 25, then 14 into 45, then 11 into 55, then 17 into 80, and summation of f you already know, that is equal to 50. So after using calculator for this would be equal to 55.9 thousand kilometers. So you're gonna write your answer. You can even write 56 would be considered correct. Okay, so this is how we have completed question number 2, that is from the topic of statistic. Moving to question number 3. Question number 3 is from the topic of mensuration. Okay, okay, the diagram shows a tank. The tank is cuboid with the length 1.2 meter, with 0.6 and height is 8 meter. The volume of the tank is given, that is 1.8 meter cube. Calculate the value of h. We know that formula for the volume of the cuboid is length into breadth into height, and volume is given, that is equal to 1.8 meter cube. Length is given, that is 1.2, breadth is given, that is 0.6, and we can calculate h by solving this. It would be equal to 1.8 divided by 1.2 into 0.6, it would be equal to 0.72. So after dividing it, we get the answer h is equal to 2.5 meter, because all units were given in terms of meters, so that's why it is meter. Moving to its second part, fuel is pumped into the empty tank at a rate of 0.2 meter cube per minute. Okay, calculate the time taken to fill the tank to 90% of its volume. So first we need to calculate what would be the 90% of its volume. So it would be 1.8 multiplied by 90%. So this is how we're gonna solve it. So it would be equal to 1.62 meter cube. It means we need to fill this percent of the tank 90%, that is equal to 1.62 meter cube, and per minute rate per meter cube is we can calculate by dividing it by 0.2 that was given in the information. This is how we can calculate our answer, that is equal to 8.1 minutes. But if we look the requirement, it should be in minutes and seconds as well. So you can safely write it is 8 minutes. Now the question is how you're gonna convert 0.1 minute into seconds. By multiplying it 60, it would be 6. So 8 minutes and 6 seconds would be our final answer for this part. Again, this was an easy question carrying 3 marks. Moving to part B. Okay. Part B is that the diagram shows a tank with an open top. Okay, the tank is a prism with a trapezium ABCD. It is written, it is trapezium as cross section AD and AB is equal to 70 centimeter, AT CD is 80 centimeter, AB is 110 centimeter. The base of the tank is in the square shape. It means all other sides are 80 and 80 and 80. Okay. Calculate the total surface area of outside the tank. It means we have to calculate the base area and also the area of trapezium, which is over here front face, and at the back of an area of this rectangle, that is BCFG and AEDH. So we have to calculate these 5 types of surfaces to calculate the total surface area of the shape. First we need to break down the first figure that is given in the question. How can we do that? Okay, this is not drawn. Okay, I'm using very light hand. Okay, now this is drawn. Now this is why I'm drawing We know that the formula for the trapezium in 1 over 2 sum of parallel side multiplied by, these are the parallel side, but we don't know about the height. So this is how we can calculate. If this is 80, this would also be 80, and 110 minus 80 would be 30. So this side would be 15 up till this, and this side would be 15. We can draw this diagram separately. So this is 15, and we know that this is 70. So now you can apply Pythagoras theorem to find this value by easily. If you say this as a height, so 70 square is equal to 8 square plus 15 square, so it would be a square is equal to 70 square minus 15 square. Take the square root of it, so you would get your final answer 68.37. So it would be the height of this shape, 68.37 for the trapezium. Now we can calculate the total surface area. By this, we have 5 shapes now, so I'm using, okay, now you can carefully see the picture. Total surface area would be first the base area of the square, that is 80 multiplied by 80. Now there are two trapezium, 2 into 1 over 2 sum of parallel side, that are 110 plus 80, and height we just calculated, that is equal to 68.37. and we can also calculate the value of the rectangle, that is BCFG or ADEH. These are the both congruent rectangles, so you can calculate by multiplying those shape. So you can multiply those shape by, it is equal to 2 into 80 into 70. So you can use calculators. So 2 gonna cancel with 2. Now you can calculate those values. It would be equal to 6400, and this would be equal to 12991 approximately, and this would be equal to 11,200. Okay, now you can add those values, and this would be equal to 30591 centimeter square. So this was our final answer, 30,591 centimeter square. Okay, so this was a 5-mark question. I try to solve it in simplified way as much as I can. Now moving to question number 4. Question number 4 is that Anaya buys 4 shirts and 3 hats. She pays okay, she pays $100 and receive $21.5 in change. Each shirt costs the same amount. Each hat costs $13.50. Work out the cost of one shirt. So how much the total she spent? We can calculate 100 minus 21.5. That would be equal to 78.5. Okay. Now we know that Anaya buys 4 shirts, and if one shirt has a price of X, so it would be equal to 4X. And 3 hats, we know the hat is costing 13.5, and what amount she spent, that is just we calculated, that is equal to 78.5. So this is how we have made our equation. Now this is the simple simplification. 4X is equal to 78. 3 into 13.5 would be minus 40.5 on the other side. That would be equal to 38. Now you can divide 38 by 4. So we get the final answer, that is equal to 9.5 dollar. So this is our final answer for this question. Moving to its part B, the exchange rate between dollars and euros. $1 is equal to 0.91 euro. Anaya buys a new camera for $150. She sees the same camera for sale online for €140. Okay. Calculate the difference between the price in the dollars and the price in the euros. Give your answer in the dollar correct to the nearest cent. So it was an easy question. We just need to convert 140 euros into dollars. It would be dividing by 0.91. So we get the answer that is equal to 153.85. It means she purchased at $3 or $3.85 cheaper. Okay, now you know 153.85 minus 150, you get your answer that is equal to 3.85. so this would be your final answer. So I'm writing over here 3.85 as your answer. Moving to is C part. C part is that Anaya invests $600 in a saving account. The account pays compound interest at a rate of R% per year. At the end of 3 years, the total interest is 21.86. Okay, calculate the value of R. Okay, we know that the formula of amount is P plus I, that is equal to 600 plus interest value, that is equal to 21.86. You get the answer $621.86. Now you can apply the formula, that is amount is equal to P 1 plus R you can write N or T over here. Amount just calculate is 621.86. Principal amount is 600, that is equal to 1 plus R 621.86 divided by 600 and 1 plus R cube. Take the cube root on both sides, and this would be equal to 1.012, and this is 1 plus R. Now you can subtract 1.012 minus 1, that is equal to R. Then R is equal to 0.012. You need to convert it into the percentage by multiplying it by 100. You get the answer that is equal to 1.2%. So this is your final answer for this question, 1.2%. So this is the rate. This is a good practice question for the compound interest question. Okay, moving to question number 5. Question number 5 is from the topic of probability, and this is a very easy question. I think the simplest question of this paper is question number 5. Mandeep has these 9 number cards. She takes one of the 9 cards at random, notes the number and replace it. Find the probability that the card shows an odd number. So how many odd numbers are there? 1 is odd number, 1 is again the odd number, 5 is odd number, 7. So total odd numbers are 4 and total numbers are 9. So this is our probability answer. Moving to its part B, Mandeep takes one of the 9 cards at random, notes the number and replaces it. She then takes a second card at random. Find the probability that both cards show the number 1. Okay, 1, how many times 1 comes? It comes 2 times, so its probability would be 2 by 9. And other time she replaces it, so it means total number would not change, so other probability would also be 2 by 9 because she replaces it. So our final answer would be equal to 4 by 81. So this is our answer, 4 by 81. Moving to part C, Mandeep takes 2 of the 9 cards at random without replacement. She calculates the product of 2 numbers shown. Find the probability that the product is less than 5. Okay, how many times the product come less than 5? We can show like that. It would be 1 by 1. It's 1 by, it can be 1 by 1, that is 1. Less than 5, 1 multiplied by 2, that is 2, that is less than 1. 2 multiplied by 2, again less than 1. 2 multiplied by 2, again less than 1. But 2 multiplied by 5 is greater than 1. So all other options are greater than this. So 1 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 2, then 2 multiplied by 2. So we have to check. Mandeep takes 2 cars without the replacement, and this time she is not replacing. So it means that total chances are 5, because 1 by 1, 1 multiplied by 2, 2 multiplied by 1, and 2 multiplied by 2, and 2 multiplied by 2. There are 5 chances the product is less than 5. And if she is not replacing, the second option would carry the one less number. It would be 4 by 8. You can simplify it, 1 by 2, so it would be equal to 5 by 18. So this would be our final answer for this part, 5 by 18. Okay, you can write all those numbers. 1 multiplied by 1, that is equal to 1. 1 multiplied by 2, that is equal to 2. Then 2 multiplied by 2, that is equal to 4. Again 2 multiplied by 2, that is again equal to 4. Then again you can multiply 2 multiplied by 1. So these are the 5 numbers whose products are coming less than the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 by 9. Our probability 5 by 18 is our final answer for this question. Moving to question number 6. Question number 6 is from the topic of functions of graph. Complete the table for y is equal to x by 4 to x square minus x minus 10. First we need to calculate the value that is missing from the table, that is equal to minus 3. So substitute minus 3 over here. So y is equal to minus 3 by 4, that is equal to 2 into minus 3 square. It would be minus 3, that is equal to minus 10. So you can simplify it to get your answer. That would be equal to, I'm writing over here, minus 3 by 4. It would be minus 3 square and multiply by 2, it would be 18. Then this would be plus 3 and this would be minus 10. You can simplify it further, you get the answer, that is equal to minus 8.25. So this is your answer, minus 8.25. Now you need to, it's part B. You need to draw the graph for these points. Y is equal to x by 4, 2x4 minus x minus 10. Okay, first value is at minus 3, the value is minus 8.25. So at minus 3 it would be minus 8.25. this would be our point. Okay, now you can see minus 3. At minus 3 the value is minus 2 point. At minus 2 the value is 0. You can see minus 2 the value is 0. So this is your point. Next point is at minus 1 the value is 1.75. So at minus 1 the value would be 1.75, and at 0 the value is 0, and at 1 the value is minus 2.25, or at 2 the value is minus 2, and at 3 the value is 3.75. So you can check 3. At 3 the value is 3.75. so it would be almost over here. Now you can need to plot these graph, join these points by freehand. So I'm joining this point carefully. I'm joining with pen. You can join with your pencil first in case you are not good in showing these points. So now you can, so This is how so this is how you're gonna draw these lines. Okay, so this is how we have completed. Its part C is that the equation x by 4 2x squared minus x minus 10 is equal to k has exactly two solutions. This is information that you should read very carefully. We already know that we have plotted this expression, but this expression is equal to y. Now this expression is equal to k. It means that y is equal to k because all this value is equal to y. We can see, so we can say that this is equal to y is equal to k, and we need to find two values for it. So we need to show at what point the graph is showing only two solution. At this line the graph is showing three solution, 1 2 and 3. So at two solution you can say at this point the graph is showing almost you can say it's showing two solutions at this point and this point, and you can calculate this point, and at this point graph is also showing two solutions. So at this the value of k is already we have plotted, that is equal to 1.75, and this point is, you can say the value was 2.25. you can below it you can say that is equal to 2.5. so minus 2.5 would be this value. So you can write your answer. Okay, minus 2.5, no, minus 2.2. okay, so this is minus 2.25, or you can write minus 2.3. both answer will be considered correct in this case. So I'm writing 1.75 and minus 2.3, or you can write minus 2.25. Next part is, by drawing a suitable line on the grid, find the solution of 2x cubed minus x squared minus 10x is equal to 2x minus 4. First we need to simplify this solution. The solution in the question was the equation in the question, start of the question was given that y is equal to x by 4, that is equal to 2x squared minus x minus 10x. okay, now you need to cross multiply it. It would be 4y, and multiplying by x it would be 2x cubed minus x squared minus 10x. now you can see that 2x cubed minus x squared minus 10x is equal to 2x minus 4. So you can write 2x minus 4 over here, 4y. So this is your equation. Now you need to make y as your subject. 2 by 4, x minus 4 by 4. You can simplify it. Y is equal to x by 2 minus 1. So this is your equation. You need to draw this on the graph. You already know that y-intercept, so you can make a small table over here for your simplification and for your understanding. You can write x over it. If I put 0 over here, our answer would be minus 1. If I put 2 over here, 2 by 2, or your answer would be 1 minus 1, that would be equal to 0. It means we can only show 2 points because this is a straight line. So 1 point is 2 and 0, and 2 and 0 would be over here. Another point is 0 at minus 1. So 0 at minus 1 would be here. Now you can join these points. Okay. So this is answer. Now x should have 3 values because it is touching the our first graph at 3 points, 1, 2 and 3 point. So first point over here, it that is equal to 2 point. You can see that that is x value is 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 or 2.4. You can write 2.4 or you can write 2.65. That depends upon the accuracy of your graph. Next value is 0.2 or 0.4. You can see that this is touching at that point, so you can write at 0.4, 0.5, and last value that is equal, that is touching this, that is equal to 2.3, 2.5, 2.6. You can write 2.5. So any answer between 2.3 to 2.7 would be considered correct in this case. So this is how we have completed. This value may vary. You need to draw those graph very carefully. Okay, moving to question number 7, that is from the topic of algebra. 4x plus 7 is equal to 16. Again, this is the second easiest question of this paper. So it would be equal to 4x is equal to 16 minus 7, that is equal to 4x is equal to 9, then x is equal to 9 by 4. So your answer is x is equal to 9 by 4. Moving to part B, that is equal to 20 minus 5y, that is equal to 30. So this would be our answer, 20 minus 30, that is equal to 5y, that is equal to minus 10 is equal to 5y. Minus 10 is equal to 5y, then minus 10 by 2, then y is equal to minus 2. So this would be our answer, y is equal to minus 2. Write down all the integers that satisfy the inequalities. You know that minus 3 by 2 means minus 1.5, and between those minus 1 would come, then 0 would come, then 1 would come, and 2 would come. 3 would not come because it is less than 3. So all these would be your answer. So this was a simple question of testing integer. Remember, 0 is also an integer. Some students mixed up and confused. They don't consider 0 as integer. Moving to part D, rearrange the formula y is equal to this to make x subject. So it would be equal to 3xy is equal to 4y minus x. Now you can move all x values on left hand side. Now take x as a common. It would be 3y plus 1 is equal to 4y. So this would be your final answer. X is equal to 4y over 3y plus 1. So this is your final answer for the question. Moving to its C part, that is simplify. 12x square minus 3y square, 2x squared plus 8x minus xy minus 4y. Okay, you can take 3 from common from the numerator. That would be equal to 4x square minus y square. You can take 2x common from the denominator. From the first two values, it would be equal to x plus 4. Then take minus y common, that is equal to x plus 4. It would be equal to 2x plus y and 2x minus y. X plus 4 and 2x minus y. You can cancel those values and this would be equal to 3. 2x plus y, that is equal to x plus 4. So this is your final answer. So this is your final answer. Now we are moving to question number 8. Okay. Question number 8 is from the topic of similarity and congruency. ADB and ABC are the straight line. BC is parallel to DE. BC is equal to 9.8. BD is 2.7, E is 5.6, and C is 3.9 centimeter. Complete the missing angles and the reason to show that triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADB. Angle BAC. What is BAC? This is BAC is equal to angle DAE because they are A is the common angle, so you can write DAE in your space. Then angle ABC. What is ABC? This is ABC, and this would be equal to ADE. You can write it is as ADE. And what would be the reason? This is the corresponding angles, so you can write as corresponding angles as your reason. Now angle ACB, that is ACB is this, it would be equal to angle AED, and the reason would be, again, these are the corresponding angles, so you can write as, mostly students miss the reason in the paper and they are confused between alternate angle and corresponding angle. Make sure you revise all these. Part B is show that AD is equal to 3.6 centimeter and AE is equal to 5.2 centimeter. Okay. We know that 5.6 and 9.8 would be their ratio, so that would be equal to, because similar shape have the same ratio, 5.6 over 9.8, and it would be equal to AD plus 2.7. So it would be equal to AD over AD plus 2.7. Now you need to solve it. 5.6 divided by 9.8, it would be 0.57. That is equal to an AD plus 2.7. We're going to cross multiply it. That is equal to AD. Now it would be equal to 0.57 AD plus 1.54 is equal to AD. Take all ADs at one side. See, 0.57 AD minus AD is equal to 1.54. You get the answer minus 0.43 AD and minus 1.54. Now these values would cancel each other, negative effect, so it would be equal to AD is equal to 1.54 over 0.43. You would get the answer, that is 3.6 centimeter. And you can read from the question, we need to show this. So first part is done. Next part is AE. So same way we can calculate the value for the AE. Okay. Again we have to take 5.6 divided by 9.8, that is equal to AE over AE plus 3.9. AE over AE plus 3.9, because similar triangles have the same ratio between their sides. So that's why we can that's how we are using this formula to apply this. It would be equal to 0.57, then AE plus 3.9, gonna cross multiply it, and it would be AE. 5.6 divided by 9.8, that is equal to 0.57. Now you can further solve it. 0.57 AE plus 2.22, that is equal to AE. Then 0.57 AE minus AE is equal to minus 2.22, and this is equal to 0.4 and minus gonna cancel with minus, so AE is equal to 2.22 divided by 0.43. So you get your answer, that is equal to 5.2 centimeters. So this is how you have shown these two. So this carrying a lot of calculation, but they are the simple calculation for similar shape. You are allowed to use calculator, so you don't need to worry about any multiplication or division. Okay, moving to C part, that is calculate the angle DEA. Okay, we can calculate the angle DAE by applying the formula for the cosine. Cosine is that cos DAE, that is equal to, okay, this is the shape DAE. We need to find, we already calculated all those values, so we can apply this formula. So it is equal to 3.6 square plus 5.2 square. In case you forgot what was 3.6, we just calculated. This is 3.6 and this is 5.2 centimeter. Okay, and minus 5.6 square divided by 2 into 3.6, 5.2. okay, so simplifying it, you would get your answer 8.64 divided by 37.44. Take inverse to get the value of DAE. So cos inverse is equal to 8.64 divided by 37.44. You get the answer, that is equal to 76.66 degree, or you can write 77 degree, or you can write 76.7 degree. All answer will be considered correct. Or you can use the formula for it, a square is equal to b square plus c square minus 2ab minus 2bc cos a. Or you can direct use the cosine angle formula for that. Calculate the area of the triangle ABC. Now you need to calculate the area of the triangle. You know that the area of the triangle has a formula, triangle 1/2 AB sine C. So you can apply this formula to get your answer. Okay, one over 2 AB AC and cos of A. How this is done, I am showing you the shape. 1/2 AB AC cos A. We just calculated in previous part this value. So when I apply this formula, it would be equal to area of triangle of ABC 1/2 6.3 9.1. How we can get 6.3 and 9.1? If we add this value, this would be equal to 6.3, and if we add this value, this would be equal to 9.1. So this is 6.3 and this is how we get the value 9.1. Okay, in case you were not getting it, so I am explaining in detail as much as I can. So after applying this formula, you get the value, that is equal to 27.87 centimeters square. You can write this in your answer space. So this is how we have completed question number 8. Moving to question number 9. Question number 9 is using circle properties. Okay, ABCD are the points on the circle center at AOD and OCE are the straight line. DE is the tangent and the circle at D. Angle ABC is 126 degree. Angle DE is 10.5. Calculate the radius of the circle. Okay, there are various methods to do this question. We know that ABCD is the cyclic coordinator, so sum of it 180. These sides should be equal to 180. So 180 minus 126, you get the value, that is equal to 54. Okay, You know that this triangle is isosceles because OC and OD are the radius, so this would also be equal to 54. And although triangles have equal to 180, their sum, so 180 minus 54, you get the value that is 72. So at the center the angle is 72. Now we just need to calculate the radius that is equal to OD. You can solve this shape by drawing this triangle ODE. If I draw this triangle ODE, this is 72 degree, this is 10.5 given in the question. Okay, now you can apply tangent 72. Okay, tangent 72 is equal to 10.5 over OD, and OD would be equal to 10.5 divided by tangent 72. So this would be equal to 3.41 centimeters. So this is how we have solved the question. So this was an easy question carrying 5 marks, but you need to know the circle property and cyclic coordinator concept very carefully to solve it. If you can't figure out the values of the angle, you can't solve this question. Okay, moving to part B. P and Q are the points on the different circle center at O. The angle of the minor sector POQ is 82 degree. The length of the minor arc is PQ is 7.3 centimeter. Calculate the area of the major sector. First we can calculate the angle of the major sector, that is equal to 360 minus 82. You get the answer that is equal to 278 degrees. So this would be the angle of the major sector. Next we can apply the formula to get the radius by using the length of the minor arc, that is L is equal to theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi, because in both cases the radius would be the same, either it is a minor or it is the major sector. So theta value over here is, the length of the arc is for minor is 7.3 and theta is 82 over 360 multiplied by 2 pi, and r is the only unknown value, so you can solve it. 7.3 multiplied by 360 divided by 82 multiplied by 2 pi, you get the value of r that is equal to 5.1 centimeter. Okay, now you need to calculate the area of the major sector. You know the formula for the area of the major sector is A is equal to theta over 360 multiplied by pi r square. You have just calculated theta for the major sector, that is 278. You can see how you get it by subtracting it from the 360. It will be 278 divided by 360 pi, and you just calculated the value of r, that is equal to 5.1 square. Solving this, you get the area of the major sector, that is equal to 63.1 centimeter square. So you can write your answer in the answer space, 63.1 centimeter square. So this was an easy question carrying 5 marks. Okay. Moving to the last question of the paper, that is question number 10. The cost of the apple X cents per kilogram. Meena spends $9 on apple. Write down an expression for the mass in kilograms of apples in Meena receives. Okay, X cents are there. Per kg cost, or Meena spends $9 means 900 cents. So expression would be for the per kg would be 900 by dividing by X. Okay, so this is your final answer. For part B, the cost of the pear is 40 cents okay, per kilogram, more than the cost of the 80 cent. If it was X, then it would be, for the pear it would be X plus 40. Mina spent $9 on pear, and the same amount she is spending on the pears. So earlier it was $9 on apple, now it was $9 on pear. The mass of the pear Mina received is 0.75 kg less than the mass of the apple. So you can make the equation now. 900 divided by x, that is equal to 900, because this is the per kg and this is the per kg, x plus 40, and the difference is 0.75. Now you can solve this by algebraic method. Taking the LCM, it would be equal to 900 x plus 40, then minus 900 x. This denominator would come to the other side, it would be equal to x and x plus 40. That is equal to 30x and plus 0.75 x square. So we're gonna cancel with that values. So it would be equal to 0.75 x square plus 30x minus 36,000 is equal to 0. So it would be, you can simplify to get this answer. We know x square coefficient should be 1. So how can it be 1? By dividing it by the same number that is present as a x coefficient, x square coefficient. So you get the answer x square plus 40x and minus 48,000 equal to 0. So this is your final answer for this question. Moving to part C, solve the equation x square plus 40x minus 48,000 equal to 0. It means you have to apply the quadratic formula. You are allowed to use the calculator. So the value of x would be minus b minus 40 plus minus b square 40 square minus 4ac, and a coefficient is 1 and c is 48 minus 48,000, and divided by 2a, it is 1, so it is equal to minus 40 plus minus 440 over 2. So two values of x would be 200 and minus 240. So 200 and 240. And you know for this question x cannot be negative, so this value is used in the next part. Okay, last part is Narinder buys 1.5 kg of apples and 0.8 kg of pears. Okay, work out the total amount he pays in the dollar. We know that 200 cents are for apple and for pear. How 200? This is, we have calculated the value of x. We cannot use negative value. And for pear it is 200 plus 40, that is equal to 240. So now you can apply the formula. 1.5 kg means 1.5 multiplied by 200, then 0.8 multiplied by 240. You get the answer, that is equal to 492 cents. Or you can convert it into dollar by dividing it by 100. It is $4.92. So this is how we have solved the question for this session. Hopefully you get the understanding of this paper. If you still have queries related to this paper, you can ask in the comment section. I will answer you in detail. And please do support our channel, and thank you so much so far for supporting, and do share with your friends and community who needs help in maths, physics, chemistry, accounting, and in any other subjects. If you need support, you can also join our academy, that is Alif Lam Mim, and keep supporting us and showing us that we are doing a good work. Thank you so much for watching, and Allah Hafiz.